Good morning, children. Today I am going to give you the line by line explanation of lesson number 2, part 2, the Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. Children, after doing 2 pages, I'll stop and rest we'll do in the next class. And you have to get the meaning of the underlined word and try to do the extracts also related to these 2 pages. Let's start our explanation. Emperor Aurangzeb banned the playing of a musical instrument called pungi in the royal residence, for it had a shrill, unpleasant sound. You all know about Emperor Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb banned, he stopped the playing of musical instrument called pungi. The name of the musical instrument which he stopped was pungi in the royal residence, or you can say in the king's palace, for it had a shrill, unpleasant sound. Why did he stop? He stopped to play it because it had a very sharp, you can say shrill or sharp, unpleasant, which is not good to hear, that type of sound. He stopped because pungi had a shrill and not good sound, not a melodious sound. That is why he stopped. He stopped the use of pungi at the royal king's palace. Pungi became the generic name for reeded noisemaker. It became the name of, generic means instrument which have a name given to a class or group as a whole. Pungi became the name for reeded noisemakers. Here the word reeded means a type of plant of which musical instruments like flute, all these things are made up of. I mean to say the musical instrument which are made up of wood like flute, the plant named reed is used in making flute. So he gave the name to all type of musical instrument which belong to such class. Which class? The instrument which were made up of a plant named reed. And according to him, all these types of musical instruments were noisemaker. They were not good to hear, they were noisemaker. Few had thought that it would one day be revived. Some of the people at the royal court, or you can say at that time in the city or the town, had a thought, had an idea that one day again pungi would come back to in the category of the musical instrument which are played at royal court. Revived means come back to life. Here come back to life means it will again come back into existence, or once again it will be played in the royal court. A barber of family of professional musician who had access to the royal palace decided to improve the tonal quality of pungi. There was a barber of a family of professional musician, a barber who belonged to the family of professional musicians who had access. Here the word access means who had approach, who could go to royal court now and then, who had an access to royal palace, decided to improve the tonal quality of the pungi. He decided that one day he will bring back pungi to its original place. That means again it will be played in the royal court. So what did he do? He chose a pipe with a natural quality. He chose a pipe with a natural hollow stem that was longer and broader than the pungi. Now what did he do? He chose a pipe, natural hollow stem. It was a stem of a plant which was hollow from inside. Hollow means empty, there was nothing inside. It was quite longer and broader than the pungi. He chose that for this purpose and made 7 holes on the body of the pipe. And he made 7 holes on that pipe. When he played on it, closing and opening some of the holes, soft and melodious sounds were produced. When he did so, when he started playing that long hollow stem which was having 7 holes on it, by opening and closing the different holes at different times, it produced melodious sounds. He played the instrument before royalty and everyone was impressed. When he played this musical instrument in the royal palace in front of the people who were living at the king's palace, when he played this musical instrument before the royal people, everyone was impressed, everyone liked it. The instrument, so different from the pungi, had to be given a new name. Now the king, or you can say the royalty, has to give a name to this new musical instrument. As the story goes, since it was first played in Shah's chamber and was played by a nai, that means barber, the instrument was named the Shehnai. As for the very first time it was played in the royalty or king's palace, or you can say at that time the kings were known as Shah. It was played in Shah's chamber or Shah's court, and it was played by a nai, barber, that means. So that is why it was given the name as Shehnai. The sound of the Shehnai began to be considered auspicious. Auspicious means good. The sound of Shehnai, then slowly people liked the sound of Shehnai. Gradually they started to develop a liking for Shehnai, for the sound of Shehnai, and it was considered auspicious. Auspicious means shubh, or you can say very good. And for this reason, it is still played in temples and is an indispensable component of any North Indian wedding. Indispensable means very important. So that is why it is still played, because of its auspiciousness, because of its like you can say quality, or you can say its having a like good sound, melodious sound, which is considered to be pious. Because of that reason, it is still played in the temples and North Indian weddings. In the past, the Shehnai was a part of the Naubat, or traditional ensemble of 9 instruments found at royal court. In the past, like in the olden days, Shehnai was the part of the Naubat. Naubat means was the part of Naubat, or traditional ensemble of 9 instruments found at royal court. It was considered to be a part of. Ensemble means a group of. Naubat means still the same. The Naubat means group. Group of traditional means conventional ensemble of 9 instruments found at royal courts. That time at the royal court, the few instruments were played. Out of those few instruments, Shehnai was one of them, and those total in number, those instruments which were played at the royal court, the number was 9. Out of those 9 instruments which were played at the royal court, Shehnai was one of them. Till recently, it was used only in temples and weddings. Till recently, till now, it was used only in temples and weddings because of its quality, or you can say piousness. It is used only in temples and at weddings. The credit for bringing this instrument onto the classical stage goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan, who brought Shehnai at the classical stage. The credit for bringing this musical instrument in the category of classical instruments goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan. As a 5-year-old, Bismillah Khan played Gilli Danda near a pond in the ancient state of Dumrao in Bihar. When Ustad Bismillah Khan was 5 years old, he played Gilli Danda, where near a pond in the olden state of Tumrao in Bihar. He found he would regularly go to the nearby Bihariji temple to sing Bhojpuri Cheta, at the end of which he would earn a big laddu weighing 1.25 kg, a prize given by the local Maharaja. Then what he did when he used to play over there, then he would regularly go to Bihariji temple. He went to a temple, Bihariji temple, and what did he do there? He sang a Bhojpuri Cheta. Bhojpuri, you can say hymn. And after he finished his singing, that means every time when he finished his singing, he would get a big laddu. The weight of that laddu was 1.25 kg, and that was given to him as a prize for singing that Bhojpuri Cheta by the local Maharaja. This happened 80 years ago, or this is the story of 80 years back, and the little boy has traveled far to earn the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. Now Bismillah Khan has traveled such a long journey from that 5 years old boy to the person who has earned the highest civilian award in India, that is Bharat Ratna. Born on 21st March 1916, Bismillah Khan belongs to a well-known family of musicians from Bihar. Bismillah Khan was born on 21st March 1916 and he belongs to a well-known family of musicians from Bihar. His grandfather, Rasool Bakhsh Khan, was the Shehnai Nawaz of Bhojpur King's Court. His grandfather, Rasool Bakhsh Khan, he was the Shehnai Nawaz, matlab he used to play Shehnai at the royal court of Bhojpur king. His father, Paigambar Bakhsh, the name of his father is Paigambar Bakhsh, and the other paternal ancestors were also great Shehnai players. Ancestors of father's side, paternal ancestor means the ancestors of father's side, were also great Shehnai players. Children, that's all for today. Next class, I'll finish the lesson, and after finishing the lesson, we'll do the question answers.